There's a kind of tired that sleeping doesn't fix. You're the reliable one, the easy one, the person who never makes anything awkward. So a coworker asks for a favor and your mouth says, "Yeah, of course," before your brain even gets a vote. You cover the shift. You answer the 11 p.m. text. You listen to the same problem for the fourth time and you keep your face soft. From the outside, you look like the kindest person anyone knows. Inside, something's running on empty and you can't say why. And here's the strange part. All that giving doesn't pull people closer. It makes you fade into the background of your own life. Let me show you how that happens. So where did the yes come from? For a lot of people, it didn't start as kindness, it started as safety. Picture a dinner. You're maybe 7. Your mom had a rough day and the air in the kitchen is just wrong. You go quiet. You clear the plates nobody asked you to clear. You become the easy kid because easy kids don't get yelled at. Nobody handed you a rule book. You just learned that when you took up less space, the house got calmer. And a kid will do almost anything to keep the house calm. So you did the math. Stay useful, stay safe. Have a need and you might get left. Therapists actually have a name for this. Not fight, not flight, not freeze. There's a fourth one nobody talks about, fawn. You survive a threat by making it like you, and here's why it never gets fixed. It's the only survival reflex that looks like a virtue. Nobody drags you to therapy for being too kind. Same category as flinching. You didn't sit down one day and choose it. Your body decided years ago that keeping other people comfortable was the price of staying safe, and it's been quietly charging you that price ever since, without asking. And every time you cave and say yes, you get a little hit of relief. The other person softens, the tension drops, and for a second you feel safe. That relief is the hook. Just say no never works because you're not chasing approval. You're chasing the calm that comes right after. And here's a rough truth. When you give with no limit, you don't attract the people who love you well, you attract the ones who'll use it. The generous and the selfish find each other like magnets because your endless yes is exactly what a taker is looking for. Here's where it turns on you. A body that never stops scanning never actually gets to rest. The people who study caregivers have a name for it. Compassion fatigue. A researcher named Charles Figley called it the cost of caring. The slow erosion that hits nurses and therapists who soak up everyone's pain until there's nothing left for their own. You don't need a hospital badge to feel it. You just have to be the one everyone calls when their life falls apart. And never the one who gets called back. You carry the mental load of everyone's life running in the background of yours. Their deadlines, their moods, their unspoken needs, all living rent-free in your head, right next to your own stuff you never quite get to. It's 9 p.m. You finally sat down, and the phone lights up. A friend's crisis, again. And a part of you you're ashamed of thinks, "Not tonight, please, not tonight." Then you pick up and say, "Hey, what's wrong?" Slowly, without meaning to, you start keeping score. A quiet ledger opens up in the back of your mind. Everything you gave, and everything that never came back. Here's the twist that really stings. Half of what you resent them for, they never actually agreed to. You made a silent deal in your own head. I'll take care of you, and one day you'll notice and take care of me back. But you never said the terms out loud. You've been mailing an invoice to people who don't even know they owe you, and this is the trap that keeps the whole thing spinning. You feel the resentment, then you feel guilty for feeling it. So you give even more to cancel out the guilt, which quietly builds more resentment. Round and round. The harder you try to be nice, the angrier you secretly get. And it doesn't stay in your head. It settles into your jaw, your shoulders, that headache that shows up every Friday like clockwork. The needs you keep swallowing go looking for somewhere to live. There's a deeper cost. And this one you can't feel happening. When every choice runs through what do they need, your own wants go quiet. Someone asks where you want to eat and you honestly don't know anymore. You've tracked everyone else so long you lost the signal on yourself. Psychologists call it self-abandonment. You leave yourself over and over to stay close to everyone else. Ask yourself something quietly. If you stop being useful to everyone tomorrow, no favors, no fixing, nothing to offer, would you still know who you are? For a lot of us, that question is genuinely terrifying. And people treat you exactly the way you train them to. You made yourself easy, low maintenance, no needs. So nobody thinks to ask about yours. Why would they? You never let them see you had any. So here's the reframe that changes it. We think the problem is that we're too giving. It isn't. The problem is your kindness has no floor under it. You'll give past your own exhaustion, past your own needs, past the point where the giving is even real anymore. Kindness you can't say no to isn't really kindness. It's fear in a nicer outfit. Real generosity has a choice behind it and a limit. You start small, and it feels awful at first. You let a text sit for an hour before you answer. You say, "Let me check and get back to you," instead of an instant yes. You walk out of the room while someone's still a little disappointed in you, and you let them be disappointed. And none of this makes you cold. That's the fear, right? Stop pouring yourself out and you'll turn into one of those people who only takes. You won't. People who worry about being selfish almost never are. The fact that it scares you is the proof. The guilt won't vanish, by the way. The first few times you say no, it'll scream at you that you did something wrong. You didn't. That guilt is just an old alarm going off in an empty building, wired a long time ago, still working, no longer telling the truth. And here's the part that surprised me. A boundary doesn't push people away. It's the thing that finally lets them see you. You can't get close to someone who has no edges, no clear place where they stop. All this time you thought disappearing made you easy to love. It just made you impossible to find. And yeah, some people will get upset when you stop overgiving. Good. That's information. It tells you the relationship was running on your disappearing act, not on you. The ones who actually love you don't leave when you start having needs. They exhale, because now they finally get the real you, instead of the helpful shape you were performing. But you don't have to earn your place by running yourself into the ground. You're allowed to take up room, to have a limit, to be a person and not a service. You spent years making sure everyone else had enough. The one person you never once checked on was you. Start there, not someday, not once you've earned it. Now.